Process during a committee meeting. A program officer usually chairs the peer assessment committee meeting. Occasionally, a head of section or office coordinator may perform this task. At the art bank, the director takes on this role. The chairperson begins the meeting by formally briefing the assessors on their responsibilities, explaining how the meeting will be conducted, reviewing the council's mandate and directions, and highlighting conflict of interest and confidentiality policies. He or she then discusses the purpose and context of the prize or program and reviews the assessment criteria. After the introduction, committee members proceed to evaluate each application or nomination according to the assessment criteria and description of the program or prize, as well as the council policies and directions. Committee members also take into account written assessments from external evaluators when applicable. In some artistic disciplines, the support material submitted with the applications or nominations cannot be reproduced and forwarded to committee members in advance of the meeting. It is to be played, projected, or presented during the meeting. After all the applications have been individually considered, the committee establishes an order of priority for awarding grants. Nominations and applications for prizes and fellowships require the committee to select, as the case may be, finalists, laureates, and/or alternate fellowship recipients. There are a wide variety of practices that help advance the process and build consensus among the members of the committee. In addition to any preparation before the meeting, which may include making notes and preliminary scores on each application, the peer assessors enter into a dynamic participatory process that is moderated by the chairperson. Their comments and the submission of their discussion may be recorded in a variety of formats. The preliminary scores can be used to advance the conversation and reach decisions, as can a show of hands. It is not uncommon that jury members review the applications and nominations more than once during their deliberations. The totality of the committee's thinking is expected to coalesce at the end of the process when the committee adopts its final recommendations. Each committee meeting is unique in that respect. The chairperson's priority is to let all individual members express their views and to foster respect, fairness, and efficiency in the collaborative process of assessment. Facilitation skills are highly prized among Canada Council employees. They are the subject of a strong oral tradition in the workplace, reinforced by a mentorship program and formal training sessions. The process of assessment usually unfolds with all committee members assembled in a meeting room at the Canada Council for the Arts, at the Art Bank, or by teleconference. These meetings may last a few hours, a few days, and occasionally for a few weeks. For some grant programs, many hundreds of applications must be assessed in a single committee meeting. And variations have been developed to avoid fatigue and increase the efficiency of the evaluation process, while ensuring that it is fair to the applicants. One effective method is the pre-scoring of applications by committee members prior to the meeting. In this case, they may receive all proposals and their support material or view the material on a restricted access website. They enter a preliminary score for each on the website or through a common template. A preliminary ranking is created on the basis of these scores and presented to the committee at the beginning of the meeting. This allows the committee to focus the majority of its attention on those applications that were well received at the pre-scoring phase. In other high-volume programs, the applications are divided into common groupings or pods according to genre, activity type, and other commonalities. A separate peer assessment committee is assembled for each grouping and makes its own recommendations, including a list of highly recommended applications. The process involves balancing the program resources appropriately, both grants and services, and ultimately determining relative merit within and between the pods. Peer assessors commit to protect the confidential nature of the deliberations. Their notes and scores are destroyed, and the chair is the only person who will speak about the committee's deliberations. The peer assessment committee's comments are written down only in the case of some operating grant competitions. For example, annual or multi-year support to organizations, or in some targeted grant programs, such as the Capacity Building Initiative. In these instances, the chairperson captures the committee's response to each application with regards to the program objectives and evaluation criteria. These responses are communicated to applicants along with the final funding recommendations. Once the final recommendations are determined, each committee member signs the Peer Assessment Committee meeting sign-off form.